Good morning, peace and blessings. Happy Monday. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I am the Moon Mama. Today is Monday, the day that the moon governs, and I'm grateful to be here on Monday, where the sun is in its first degree of Sagittarius. I'm so excited that the sun has left Scorpio. I'm so grateful for all the deep work of Scorpio and looking forward to the reprieve. Like Scorpio energy, I mean Sagittarius energy is definitely different. I wanted to know, like, I want to wear big dangly earrings. I normally wear little studs. I want to know y'all opinion. Can I? I mean, it's so you're like the whole Virgo mind just gets so busy. Like, well, does this balance? Is there balance here? So I'm just not. So I'm loving some opinions. Okay, so today is a moon day, and the moon is in Cancer. And the moon in Cancer, the Monday is a moon day, and Cancer is the energy that governs the moon. And so we have, sort of a double energy. The thing that's really significant about the moon, and I love that we create all this folklore around it, and we create folklore and mythology, all of that sort of stuff. But really, the moon absorbs negative energy. The moon, if you think about it, the moon comes into the dark. The moon doesn't generate any light itself. It is reflecting the light of the sun. And so it really does, because of its relationship to darkness, it um, it really absorbs negative energy. That's what the moon is doing. Thank you so much. You look beautiful per usual. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, so the moon is an energy that takes us into our dark selves. Like it just as the planets go, right? So the moon governs it helps us access light in the darkness, but it really is significant that the moon is in the dark. And there's all sorts of like crazy stories about the moon that I don't really ever talk about because they sound so fucking crazy. And I don't want you guys to know that I'm crazy. I am crazy, but I don't want you to be able to prove it, honestly. I'm joking. But like, so they say that the moon is a satellite, that the moon was placed there. Um, by early humans. There are all sorts of things about the moon. And so it's just interesting stuff, right? But what the moon does do is it reflects the light of the sun. And that light is necessary because that light penetrates our psyche. And how I see this reality, how I think about this reality is interesting because I've had to really try to make sense of things so that I can navigate them and so that I can create classes and things to help us have an easier time here. And our relationship is only with light. That's the only thing that's going on. Like literally, light and energy is what the power is. So that light comes through our psyche. Our psyche holds memory, it holds karma, but it functions as a projector of the light. And when it projects, then that energy generates a reality around us, through us, all around us, that is our own reality. And it's like, it's so hard to wrap your fucking mind around because it's, we really are inside of a game. We really are avatars, but it takes the consciousness to sort of wake up in the game to then be able to see yourself in the experience. It's a lot. And I rarely talk about it because it's sort of out of the world a little bit. It's out of the world that I'm familiar with. So that's why the astrology really helps, and and understanding cosmology and understanding energy, it starts to break it down so that you can see the stories that you believe in playing out in your life, so that you can see the patterns playing out in your life. And then that helps you realize that you really are in a projector, because you start to think something and then it happens right away, or because it's really a projector. And as you clear trauma, as you clear stories, as you clear illusions of the lies that what we've been told, like, so you clear the fears, you clear the disappointments, you clear all those energetics that will block you from seeing correctly, then you can start to see correctly. And let me say this, I'm new to this. So I'm not like, I've been studying and studying and studying for years, but I'm new to it. So I can't talk about it like I'm an expert. It really is a surreal thing. And um but I know that everybody can do it. Everybody has access to it, especially because we're breaking out of the age of Pisces and moving into the age of Aquarius. So the old energies are beginning to really dissolve quickly, except that we are in this culture that is trying to keep things alive. The culture is really fighting to keep us in the old ways of thinking because they are dependent upon our energy as a resource, right? So our systems, the legal system, the medical system, the education system, they're all dependent upon us relying upon them to keep them alive. So there is not a mass movement towards the awareness and the awakening that's occurring because a lot of people will likely lose a lot of money, right? And they're trying to keep their pocketbooks full so that they can um keep their life, like whatever their beliefs is, they're just trying to keep their ego structures in place. That's all. That's really what I'm trying to say is they're trying to keep their ego structures in place. But when you come into the new reality, the ego doesn't need the same thing. So the more of us who don't need the system, which is all based in ego and a false reality, a false understanding of reality that has us generating our money, our wealth, our well-being in that direction. When we realize, as we wake up and realize that it's not real, we stop spending our money in those ways anyway because you realize like, oh, I don't need this. Like you access that in a different way. That does that make sense? All right, y'all. So how was y'all weekend? I hope y'all had a good weekend. Let me say that I am I have been really working to take myself back out into my life because I have, as I was preparing to go to Egypt, many of you guys know that I went to Egypt. I was in initiation and I had been in initiation for like 3 or 4 years. And so my world was really infiltrated by all of these practices and things that I was doing in this initiation that I was in. And so I lost contact with things that I had been doing on a regular basis. And I'm in the process now of bringing myself back out into reality. Um, and it's interesting because, it's so fascinating how the world, the matrix is what it is. It really is what it is. And my desire is to re-enter as who I am and not lose myself to the addiction to the external reality. That's what it is, right? The thing that I'm aware of is that I have just been very addicted, fixed on the external reality. So it's like I had a tendency to believe more of what was going on than I was actually experiencing. So one of the things that I realized when I was really young, because I used to live in a household where people watch the news, um, like my grandmother would be watching the news and it would be like, this happened and that happened and that happened and that happened. And I thought to myself, I don't know anybody who any of these things have happened to. Like, they're talking about this stuff like it's news, but I don't know one person who has experienced these things. And it's really important for us to recognize that we get to build our reality. And if we continue to listen to all the media and all the stories and all, that becomes how we experience the home inside of ourselves. That becomes what you're thinking about. That becomes what you are planning around, right? So it's like if you hear that there's a traffic block and you are traveling that way, The traffic blocks, you hear about it and you're going to start thinking, okay, well, where do I go around, or what do I do, or how am I going to be delayed? All of that stuff is going to inform how you are functioning. And we want to create, there's an idea that we have. Oh my gosh. There's an idea that we have that what's out there is real and true. But if you don't know about it, do you really have to adhere to it? And does it affect you? Does it impact you if you don't know about it? That's the fucking thing that I'm thinking about, right? It's like the quantum field says that something exists because you give it your attention and your energy. That's what quantum physics says. And so, if that's the real understanding of this reality, what we give our attention to becomes real. So if you don't plan to experience the traffic delays, then maybe the traffic delays are not even real. Maybe they were never there. Do you understand what I'm fucking saying? Like, that's how the universe really works. And it's important because what happens is we start to think like, well, they said, and if I don't do that, then I'm wrong and I'm crazy. And if they said it and everybody else is saying it, that's their reality. That is their reality. And oftentimes we put our attention in things that haven't occurred yet. And in the putting your attention in it, you're inviting it to, you're saying, here, come to me. Here I am, come and get me. So what I'm saying, it's important for us to put our attention towards what we desire. Joy, looking for joy. Where's the joy? Where is the pleasure? Where is it? Where is it? Show me, universe. Where are the riches? Where is the abundance? Where is the happiness? Where can I find it? Rather than anticipating the stories of what happened yesterday or who you were. Because here's the thing, it's important. One of the things, so the moon today is in Cancer, and Cancer is our inner world. It's our feelings. And I'm inviting you guys to register for the Venus and Capricorn class, because it's going to really be geared around how do we own our feelings? How do you own your inner world? How do you have the power to use it as you desire and not have it hijacked by all these other perspectives and ways of beings and media and school and education and systems that would have you give your energy, because they need to stay alive, okay? They need life force. They need energy. And we have this opportunity. So Cancer is the energy of your inner world, your reality, what you know for yourself. And we got the inner world that we have from our family, the environment that you're born into. You adopt it. It's just sewn into you. It's just integrated into your understanding of yourself. Oh, this is good, or that is bad, or this is God and that is not. And all that stuff, you just absorb that stuff as a child. It just is how it is, right? But now we have an opportunity to reprogram ourselves. The moon in Cancer, the sun is in Sagittarius. We're in a new cycle that started earlier at the beginning of the year because Mars was retrograde in Aries, a new cycle. Mars is still in Scorpio. We still have Mars and Mercury in Scorpio, so we're still working through some shadow stuff. So that's okay. But the shadow stuff is good because you want to get the energy, you want to clean it up. So like I'm still working through literally my fixation with the external world. As much as I know that what's happening out there isn't real, I'm creating the stories in my head, I'm compelled to it because I've been doing it for so long. How do we know when we give a problem that needs resolving your attention then? You have to do the inner work. You have to see what cycle you're in. You have to see, because like I said, I see the world as if we are in our psyches. We really are in our psyches. It's almost like this vehicle right here, you're driving it. There's an aspect in your psyche that's driving this vehicle, like you drive a car. There's a part in your psyche that's driving this vehicle. That's the best way I can say it. And you have to really get clear about where you are located. Where are you located? Where are you in your own reality, in your own story? Where are you? Because the only thing that's happening, any problems that are occurring are ones that you are creating, and you created it for a reason. So the question is, why have I created this problem? What is it that I'm doing? What's the problem? Why have I created it? What's going on? And then whatever the solution is inside of you, just like the problem has come from inside of you, the solution is also inside of you. But the question is, do you believe that you have created the problem? And so, like, if you sat, like, you can come and work with me, or anybody can, and I can show you how you're generating the reality that you have right now, so that you can begin to find the solutions for what's going on. But we create everything from inside of us. Like, to when I say we create everything from inside of us, it's all a story that you have given your energy and attention to, that then becomes real, that your body then follows into and creates whatever it is. We can create it. We create it all. All of it is your creation. And the opportunity is to discover how you're creating it. And the reason that I understand this is because I understand the system that we're in. I understand how it works, right? We're not supposed to know that we are creating our reality. That's the game is so good that you're not supposed to realize that you are in a game. That's how good the game is. But when you start to experience so much trauma and it hurts and you want to fix it, then you have to do the work to heal. And in the healing work, you get to see how you're creating your reality. Yes, click your heels 3 times and you can heal your inner problems. That's right. So the moon today in Cancer is our inner child, right? It's our inner child, it's our inner world. It's how your external reality, as above, so below, as above inside, so below externally. So you want to be looking at things today that would inspire you. Like, where can you find inspiration? And because of the sun is in Sagittarius, it's about adventure. So it's really about stepping out of your comfort zone and into something new, right? And because Mercury and Pluto, Mercury and Mars are still in Scorpio, there could still be some shadowy stuff. So it could still show up in relationships, or not even just shadow, because Scorpio is not just shadow. It could show up as sexuality, right? And all that sort of stuff. So Sagittarius is also the energy of, like, let's get married today, right now. I just met you. Like, I love you so much. And I know you the one. And then I'm going to figure out something tomorrow because I'm going to be in love with somebody else tomorrow. So the Sagittarius energy is really just have fun, really be in the joy of it, be in the fun of it, and laugh at yourself and allow yourself to have fun. But, pay attention to your inner child and pay attention to if you can find the frequency of where you are, what you're feeling, if it was in your childhood. So, like, for me, this energy feels very much like, I used to go to church on Sundays, and we had a church, like the church band, and Sunday was just great in my family because my family was very religious. So that, and Sagittarius is about inspiration and open-heartedness and adventure, right? So it can feel like that. It might not feel like that just yet because we just got here, but just figure out how the energy feels. The sun just came into Sagittarius. It's a new energy. How does it feel for you? What are you feeling? Where are you feeling called to put your energy? And then, inside of yourself, how are you feeling? Because because the sun is in a new place. So we're going to have a whole new energy for the next 30 days. A lot of shadow dreams. You feel attacked. Sagittarius rising. Yes, I know. I feel, I woke up this morning actually feeling pretty good, and Sagittarius squares my sun. So if I can feel good, then I'll take it. Um, but I'm very challenged with Sagittarius energy. They tend to do things completely the opposite from the way that they tend to see the world completely opposite me. But I have Jupiter conjunct my sun, so I always figure it out sooner or later. I also have Pluto conjunct my sun, so I figure out the gunky stuff too. But you want to just feel and see how it is, and and then, like, if you feel attacked, see if you create any attack stories, if you have any attack experiences, right? If you go out and you feel like somebody's attacking you, or like that kind of stuff. And if you feel happy, see how that energy shows up in your life, because it will begin to generate from within you. That's what it is. So what your feelings are, Cancer, is emotional, some emotional things going on. See how you feel, and then see if you can alchemize the energy if it doesn't feel like something that you want. But if you want to alchemize it, you have to accept it. You can't change anything you don't accept. You have to accept it for what it is. Okay, I feel attacked. And then you find where the energy of feeling attacked is, and then you do something with it. You actually do something with it, like you laugh at it, or you honor it, or you kick hard. You do something that feels like you're releasing attacking energy, and then you alchemize, and then it'll be something else. All right, you all. That's it. I don't feel like talking about classes right now, but I encourage y'all to register for the Venus and Capricorn class. 3 legs of the class, and we're on the first leg now, and we're going to start on the 24th, I think. Either the 24th or the morning of Thanksgiving. So I'm going to figure that out. But it'll be recorded, so it doesn't matter. But what we're working on is accessing our emotional power, and you need your emotional power. Your emotional power is the key. You need to see how you're giving it away. You need to see how you have been programmed to not access it. You need to see how you deny you need to see these things in order to be able to reactivate them in a different direction. Okay. All right. Peace and blessings. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Talk to you later.